So specific to the three projects that we've partnered with ILO, so on one of them, I think we wanted to establish what would be the best approach in terms of promoting vocational training as an alternative to white collar job kind of notion. And so we did, of course, give out some grants and also did some training, sent some people to training colleges, and I think the results are a bit mixed in terms of if you just look at vocational training. For one, we do find out that most of the youth who are given a chance to go to vocational training colleges opted to go to private colleges as opposed to private. And they also opted to go for short courses, which are kind of easy to complete and more efficient. So I think one of the big lessons from this will be that government training colleges are well equipped and have all the curricula well thought out, but people would prefer essentially to go for flexibility, go for courses which are much shorter to complete, and within ease of reach and some flexibility about timing when they can go for the courses. This might not be necessarily true for the public institutions or colleges, and so I think if government authorities that are, of course, involved in designing the courses or designing the curricula for the vocational training can learn something from this study. But also, number two, we find out that even after training, there is a lot of youth who would want to get into self-employment or even just launch their own businesses. But there's a barrier in terms of the startup capital. So in our second project, we did then cross-vocational training and cash grants, and we see better results, bigger effects in terms of the people who went through the training, transition into starting their own businesses. Some of them get into agriculture, and generally combining those two gives you bigger effects, which of course then goes back to the initial thinking that it might not just be okay, it might not necessarily work just giving people training. This must be coupled with a startup capital. And so thinking about how do we structure the capital, do we want to push people to go and borrow versus providing some very easy grants that they don't need to bother about the conditionalities that are attached to loans? Would that be maybe the way to go? And evidence from our initial results from the study, of course, indicate that that's the best way to go. But we can only conclusively talk about this when we have all the data in at the end line, and then look at the effects and look at any other things that worked in the process of implementing this. So there is a lot to learn, and there's a lot that we're still waiting on. The other two projects don't have final results as well, but all indications are that trainings coupled with some small grants are the best way to go in terms of getting young people into productive employment.